live video. President Donald Trump recently labeled Nigeria and most African nations as shitholes. He made that utterances in the eyes of the world. It was an utterance that has gone so viral. People are responding here and there. The social media wave is agog with responses, counter responses, support, abuses, insults, and everything is flying on the social media airwaves as a result of that particular statement. My friends that are watching this video right now, I want to ask you, is Nigeria, particularly Nigeria, qualified as a shithole country? Are we exactly the definition of shithole countries, a country? Are we deserving of that tag, a shithole country? Why you keep your answers on the comment section? My answer to you now is a big yes. Look at the indices. The evidences are so obvious, they are so abounding, they are everywhere. In a shithole nation, cattle or cows are valuable than human lives. In a shithole nation, an unarmed protester is tagged a terrorist, and armed Fulani herdsmen killing people, marauding people, beheading people, stabbing children, plucking out eyes of infants, raping women in their farms, decapitating hands and heads, looting, maiming, burning, destroying. They are not termed terrorist groups. They are nationalists. A shithole nation. A shithole nation is a nation that you have a sectional president that loves a particular ethnic group more than the others. A particular president that does not even know the mechanism, the techniques, the devices, and the inner workings of modern day governance. These are people that are outdated mentally. What does he have to offer? Don't tell me there are presidents that are of his age. When somebody upgrades himself, read books, get equipped, not when you just read only one particular book, especially the religious book. You read only that one and you think you know governance. Sectional presidency. All the security apparatus that matters in the state are in the hands of these same people. How do you expect them to tackle this same sectional set, the Fulanis, that they represent in Nigeria? I am very disappointed in most of our diasporans. You guys live in a better society. You see how government works. You see how the economy runs. You see how infrastructures are. But you come back here and you are making us believe that the government is functional. The government is working. The government is running. The government is progressive. This is not the truth. A lot of you have come home for Christmas and New Year festivities, and you have seen for yourself. And you have seen for yourselves that these things are not right here. Enough of gimmicks, enough of sugarcoating the story, enough of trying to paint it like it is real or it is working. It is not working. President Muhammadu Buhari is a disaster that we have always known. And it's a shame, it's a pity that despite the comatose, despite the quagmire that this man has put Nigeria, there are still elements championing him for 2019. What a shame. And in a country of close to 200 million people, a Fulani nomad is made the president. Because power belongs to them. So they think that Nigeria was and is still Madam Fodio's estate, private estate, co-owned or jointly owned with the British. And so therefore, every permit the network. Yes, they always start again when I'm hitting hard. The network is starting to misbehave. But I've quickly said something very, very key. Nigeria is a shithole nation where prostitutes get the juicy jobs in top banks. Like I said, where prostitutes get the juicy jobs in top banks. Believe me, they are fighting back. Like this, I begin to get problems with network. It was not so in my first two videos, remember? There were no hitches on those videos. But look at what they are doing. Anyway, I will continue to speak the truth. In our banks, I am not saying all of the top juicy positions, don't get me wrong, not all. But I have witnessed firsthand. You put them there at the top of the banks, and our smart girls, the one that really went to school and read, we have no choice than to enter through cleaning position or through messengers. That's a shithole country. A shithole country is a country where youth that are supposed to be the pillars of the country. Hello. Good morning. Obong Jackson.
Yes, I was in a chat with you and Fiona.
Okay.
Yes, we spoke last week and we mentioned the chicken cassava.
Yes, I remember. Okay, please, about the farm project. That can I shortly. I am on a live video now. I'm on a live session, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I thought you were calling for the program. All right. The shithole country. A shithole country is a country where the leaders remove money, stolen money, and take to develop nations, to develop the economies of those nations, to boost the economies of those nations. What do you think Switzerland, with little or no resources, feed on? Feed on interest from money deposited in Swiss banks, a vast of which are stolen from Africa. Let me quote David Cameron, that if the theft that had happened in Nigeria for 30 years should happen in the UK, that the UK will cease to exist by now. And they told us they brought change to remedy the malady. And what we have, we are giving a very segregational leader, a very backdated leader, a very downgraded leader, a very sick leader, and a very dumb leader. Look at what they are doing. Everybody that have come out to speak against these people, they unleash the DSS on them. What was the prophet's name in Jos Plateau State? He's their latest victim. Nigeria is a shithole. A shithole country is a country that is as big as Nigeria, with large and vast human and natural resources, and yet it can't produce pencils and toothpick. What an embarrassment. And the only company that has given us a trademark in terms of indigenous auto production or manufacturing. Innocent Motors. Congratulations, sir. And they are trying to chicken him down. Why? Because he's not Fulani. What nonsense. What nonsense. A shito country. Why has the government of the day not opened the door of patronage? They are one of the most heavy consumers of brand new vehicles in the country. Between them and transporters, we don't know who buys the most vehicles brand new in a year. They are suppressing the industry, an industry that is giving Nigeria a tiny voice to even speak in terms of vehicle manufacturing. That's a shito country. A shito country is a country where big breast and big nyash gives you a result in school that you cannot defend in public, but still you will get a juicy job because the same big breast and big nyash is going to work. Why do you get angry when I say prostitutes sometimes get juicy jobs in banks? Think I don't know what I'm saying? I studied banking and finance before I went into self-employment. Do you think I have not had reasons to seek employment in banks? Nigeria is a shito country. There is no two ways about it. I'm coming with more reason why we are a shito country. A shito country is a country that is the last to go to Libya to free its people, and they are saying, did they force them there in the first place? Yes, technically yes. When you make your country ungovernable, when you make your country uninhabitable, when you make your economy so devastating, when you make unemployment skyrocket, when you make crime the only source of livelihood for youth because of policies that have not favored them and nothing is being done to remedy the malady, you have youth fleeing out. And it is your responsibility as a government that haven't failed them to go and bring them back safely. Not when they have sold a lot of them for $400. A shito country. Anybody canvassing for the return of this Fulani president that has focused more on only his people, that sees no reason to secure the lives of other persons or other regions, that would rather proscribe an armed group as terrorists and pamper the actual marauders and killers, the Fulani herdsmen, as nationalists, should not be made to return in 2019. Go and get your weapon. Go and get your weapon. I got my weapon. It's a one card, my voter's card. It is my voice. We are going to vote and we are going to stand to make our vote count. Electronically, we will be connected. How can you champion the return of nemesis? How can you champion the return of fever? How can you champion the return of backwardness and sectional hate, ethnic disgust for some certain people? Don't let the few eggs inside and are rigmaroling with them deceive you. It is normal. Politics of paddy. Nigeria is a shithole. There is no two ways about it. I am on NEPA now. It will go out by 12 o'clock. In my office, the NEPA is supposed to restore it at 6 o'clock in the evening. We are a production company. We are a manufacturing company. How do I cope with diesel From how do you encourage a young entrepreneur to start a business from they will take out the light at 12 and go and bring it at 6 o'clock. Tell me, how do I run my business when I'm supposed to close at 6 or at 7 and go back to my house to meet my family? This is the backwardness in Nigeria. We are still struggling under 3,000 and 4,000 megawatts of electricity, whereas a tiny country like Japan has over 150,000 megawatts. In Germany, they are begging people to come and use solar energy. Look at us as a country. A minister of, is it education now? Was it education? Yes. Is telling the world that by 2019 or 2020 we'll start producing pencils. He was not even ashamed, not even remorse to go on air and say that. For the so-called giant of Africa, remove the G and I and assemble it will become the ant of Africa. Very disgusting. We live in a system. Our diaspora that are living in a working system, that are promoting the presidency over there. Stop doing this disservice to yourself. Stop hurting your own conscience in the name of propaganda. We live here in the country. We see what it is. We are buying fuel now between 180 and 220 in filling stations. Transportation is still on the high. From Ring Road to Satana Market, it used to be 60 naira or 70 naira. They take 100 naira. When it's getting dark, they could just jack it up maybe by to 150. The figure sounds small in your ears for those of you who can afford it. Remember, our minimum wage is still not approved at 18,000 naira. That can't even fetch you a 50 kg bag of rice. Nigerians are suffering in the shithole, and that is where we are. The shithole. I have friends who have told me I can never return to that hell. And whenever I talk about Nigeria, I always remind you of this joke. It's a joke, but it makes sense. So there is a guy that died and said if he wants to go to heaven or hell, he will make sure he has a Nigerian flag. And that all he has to do is just to wave the flag. Just to wave the flag and say, Baba God, I beg, no send me go another hellfire. Now hell have when they come already. See him? Wave Nigerian flag. It seems a joke, but it's the mockery of common sense being exposed before all of us. We are living in hell, in abject poverty. A shithole is the country where an emir or a sultan have oil blocks in a state that he has never set foot on. When Sarowiwa tried to defend his people, Abacha took him out, and some of his brethren in the struggle. They took him out. It is not a new thing to begin to come out for people that have spoken about the nemesis called Nigeria, about the contraption that ought to be named malaria. Nigeria is a bacteria. Rename it bacteria. An error in every ramifications. A soul is a country that has produced the world's richest pastor from one of the poorest nations on earth. And the members of Winners Chapel are clapping and celebrating that the man of dog have climbed to the highest. in the world at the expense of their vulnerability and utmost Ukimai's gullibility. A shithole is a country where there are over 1 million churches in buildings and less than 10,000 production companies employing 20 million Nigerians in combination. A shithole country is a country where the men of dogs are more patriotic to the government than the masses. A shithole country is a country where pastors provide their altars for campaigns because nairas have exchanged hands, dollars have exchanged hands. A shithole country is a country where people fast and pray for visas. A shithole country is a country where cattle ply overhead bridge, where cattle contest with vehicular movement and traffic in major cities, including the very seat of government, the FCT, Abuja. A shithole country is a country where more than 70% of its populace, of its citizens, go to bed on empty stomach. A shithole country is a country where our infant mortality rate is still very, very annoying. A shithole country is a country where we are directionless, where we have lost hope in everything but to look up to heaven. How dare people look up to heaven for good roads? How dare people pray for electricity? How dare people even pray for divine electricity, divine health, divine schools, divine universities, divine pipe-borne water? These things are not what you pray for, they are what you work for. You don't pray for good roads, you build good roads. You don't pray for good schools, you simply get to network is really, pardon me, network is messing up again. Okay, but I want to put it to you, Nigeria, don't let anybody deceive you that the tag that President Donald Trump labeled of us is disrespectful. What the man has done is to slap truth to our face, and it is left for us as a nation to go back to the drawing board and begin to address the malady, starting with restructuring this country, decentralizing power from the federal authorities, beating down the system to the regional level of government as it used to be. And that is the only way Nigeria can begin to work. Otherwise, we are growing and aging and dying, and the system remains the same in favor of one set of people, the Hausa Fulani. A shithole country is that country where cattle chase out children from their away from their cats. A shithole country is Nigeria. Pretend about it. Don't try to lie to yourself. A shithole country. Network. But a shithole country where $47 million was found in an Ikoyi apartment with no ownership traced to it till today. We are hearing Dezani have that, oh. Bishop Jonathan have this, oh. He have that, oh. FFK have this, oh. He have that, oh. He stole this, oh. He stole that, oh. But can this government tell us who owes $47 million found in that apartment, and that where is the money today? Whistleblower have been paid a part of the money. That one don't base. A shit of country. We know the truth. Whether you twist it or color paint it or rub it or Photoshop it or workshop it or talk shop it or, Nigeria is a shithole. A shithole is a country where the average Nigerian is hopeless. When I mean hopeless, you don't see it coming, you don't see it going. Stagnant. We must begin to address these issues and speak it. I disagree with you. Nigeria does not need prayer. Richmond Osaigi. No. No. If Nigeria is in dire need of prayers, what are the over 80 million Christians and over 70 or 80 or 90 million Muslims doing every day? Nigeria does not need prayers. Nigeria needs common sense. Nigeria recently booked 95,000 seats for the Hajj this year for Muslims to go on pilgrimage in Mecca. They are going there to pray and stone the devil. As we speak, the Redeemed Christian Church of God are on fasting, and more than 90% of Nigerian churches, denominations inclusive, do the annual prayer. Like I said, I may have to abort this video. Yes, a shit. We don't need prayers. We need common sense and hard work. We need restructuring to drive competitive, progressive growth, both in infrastructure, manufacturing, industrialization, commerce and industry, health sector, transportation sector, and every other sectors that form the economy. We need common sense. What are all the prayers achieved? What have they achieved? What have the prayers achieved? We keep praying. Nigeria needs prayers. Nigeria needs prayers. Nigeria needs intercession. Christians are flying to Israel. Muslims are flying to Mecca. Christians are flying to Israel. And they are going there to pray. Pray.